Hello and welcome to another episode of Study of X. I am your host, Tim, and this is a bi-weekly X-Men podcast about the Krakoan age of X-Men comics. And with me, as always, is Sergio.
I know what you did there. I noticed. It was almost too on
Chris.
I wasn't going to point it out, but I'm glad somebody did.
I went for it.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm glad you went for it. We are here to support you.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys are here to support me. A little bit of a come down after last week. We got 3 issues this week of 2 different series: Marauders number 19 and X-Force number 17 and 18. Not enough Beast getting up to bad stuff.
You could argue this is where Beast gets a little bit of comeuppance, but even then, it's barely anything.
Just a little, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But we'll get into that. First, we gotta finish this Reavers arc of Marauders.
Yep. And if you remember last time, and if you have checked out our social media, you can see the original fantastic Reavers with tank treads, mohawks, all that fun stuff. These Reavers don't really have that, but they are still causing problems. So
Yeah, it's definitely a downgrade.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. The vibes are there.
Did you know there's only 2 types of people in Majipur?
Oh, really? Can you tell me what they are?
Yeah, the rich and those willing to kill you to become rich. It's a quote from quote from Patch.
That sounds a little, reductive about an entire group of people, but okay, sure. So this lovely quote from Patch is what we're going to open with Marauders number 19, Fire and Ice. This came out in April of 2021 and is still written by Gary Duggan. And, speaking of said Reavers, they're still causing problems and pretty much burning Lowtown to the ground.
I'm going to say that these people here running away from the Reavers in Lowtown probably do not fall into either of those 2 groups. I think Patch is wrong.
I would also agree. I think these are just people trying to make the best out of their lives, and they're getting, beat up for it.
Yeah, their Lowtown's being lit on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't think the mom clutching her child would kill to become rich?
Yeah, I'm going to get this girl
Is
in a chokehold by one of the
Reavers.
Probably not. That old man who saved Lockheed, I'm gonna say he's not too worried about killing to become rich at the moment.
You're saying these people aren't smugglers, pirates, secret societies, warlords, and more?
It's a little bit of a controversial statement, but I think Patch is wrong.
Okay, that is a controversial statement. But, we'll tuck that away, because let's see what, the Marauders are going to do about this.
Yeah. We're talking about pirates and warlords in the little opening narration here as the Reavers just kind of burn down Lowtown.
And this is still for the Hellfire Kids, officially Hominis Verendi, but Hellfire Club Kids is a lot more fun. So they sent the Reavers there to burn the place down so they can buy it for cheap and then raise all of their high-rises to make more money and do more, shady corporate things. And unfortunately, as part of that, they do have an in at the UN, as we saw last time, and they have been able to bar the Marauder itself from actually landing in Madripoor to do anything.
Do we remember this older lady who was like the diplomat that is still with the Hellfire Kids? What is her name?
Oh my gosh.
All I remember is her husband was like X-Men build.
Yeah.
I want to say I know what it is, but I'm going to double check.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway, the Marauders boat. What's the Marauders boat called? Is it called the Marauder?
It might just be called the Marauder.
Okay, so it's sandwiched between 2 UN battleships, presumably?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're
like paying attention, but not close enough.
But, okay, the main thing I was kind of wanting to get with her is, like, when she joined Verendi, I kind of expected it to be kind of an expansion of this group. No, she's just hanging out with children. She's been hanging out with children for, like, 20 issues.
Yeah, it's just how Silicon Valley works.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, actually, okay, hold on. It's
you found
Chen Zhao. That's her
Chen
name.
Zhao. Okay.
And yeah, no, she is just hanging out. But I'm still looking here. It looks like she was unofficially given the title of White Bishop. So she
Sure.
does hang around, like you said, like in Silicon Valley, and then eventually did get a title. But it feels more like a pity title at this point.
Yeah, it's... I don't... It's very funny just seeing her among these, like, literal children with their goofy-ass goggles and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she sticks out a ton.
Yeah. But, we got Kate, Callisto, Iceman, and Pyro, Callisto.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to do something about this Reavers thing.
Yeah, the UN did say, hey, the Marauders can't go there, but you want to know what? They said, forget the UN. We're going to do something anyway. But it can't be too big because they don't want to be thrown in the pit. And if you remember what the pit is, that is currently where Sabretooth is for breaking the laws of Krakoa.
And has been for the better part of, 2 years?
Yes. He was thrown in there really early and just is gone now. And now it is an overall threat of if you break the laws too much, you get thrown in the pit.
Yeah.
Is that a House of X thing, or did it happen right after?
Oh, no, yeah, that was House of X.
Mm-hmm.
God. Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, that was a minute ago. So,
but yeah, she asks...
I do have to say, I do think it's kind of funny that everyone here is worried about being thrown in the pit for starting an international incident when you have X-Force standing right over there, and there's Beast tallying up whatever evil thing he's gonna do next.
Hey, well, the X-Force has diplomatic immunity. They can do whatever the heck they want.
Of course,
we got anatomy there.
True. They don't have cameras there to catch maybe what they say.
But yeah, Kate asks Pyro and Iceman here to become a distraction, and they tell them they are the two.
Yeah, because there's the 5. You can't say fire and ice is kind of boring, so why not the 2?
It's very silly. I don't know
They're
if anyone
dorks.
would take this
They're
seriously
dorks.
either.
And I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, they go cut loose and they do some stuff. We don't really get to see what the stuff is, but the UN boats are like, what the heck is this?
Some allusions to it being a little lewd and kind of a crazy show. One of the sailors has his phone out and is recording it.
Yeah.
So, a very good distraction.
That sailor who's recording it is loving it, by the way. I love the expression in his face.
Yeah, this dude's very excited. But yeah, while they're doing this, Kate swims through a sewer. It seems very gross. She immediately pukes once she gets outside. And plants a Krakoan gate down there.
Yep, and while this is going on, we are going to cut to the Reavers, taking apart everything in Lowtown, and we get to see our 2 friends that saved Lockheed originally. They're running, trying to stay safe, and aren't really able to do so, but we'll see what happens in a bit.
Yeah. Specifically, the Marauders' goal here is to protect the hospital they just built.
Yeah, and in a way help the people of Lowtown, but the primary goal does seem to be the hospital.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Callisto's running an errand. She goes over to Arizona and is trying to recruit some Morlocks.
Mm-hmm. This was very briefly in an earlier issue of Marauders where I believe Callisto went here. I believe it was Xavier or one of his sub-companies bought this entire golf resort here in Arizona, and it was talked about in an X-Desk data page. And we get to see more of the Morlocks living here. Finally, they have a nice place to stay. Sure, it's in Arizona, which kind of sucks. Sorry, Arizona. But they have this nice, lovely, golf club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Good for them.
Specifically, she is here recruiting Mask, Morrow, Hump, Brute, and Bliss.
Yes, some rather fun names here. So, we've seen a few of these people, specifically Marrow. I believe we've seen her before. She is the one with all of the bone protrusion powers.
Have we seen her yet? I know she's, of this group, aside from, maybe Mask and Callisto, she is probably the biggest one. But I don't know if we've actually seen this character yet.
want to say yes, but maybe I was incorrect.
Do you remember this character, Sergio?
I'm not sure I do.
Wait, I'm looking it up. Yes. Okay, we did talk about Marrow a little bit because she is up for the vote for the X-Men members.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that is where we talked about her. We haven't, seen her, but we've talked about her.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Let's talk about these other two because we got these other three because we got two big looking guys and one person who looks kind of like Firestar, like a pretty normal looking look here.
Yeah, she's problematic. So we'll start with the two fun ones, which is Brute and Hump. They were both introduced in New Mutants number 91 in 1990. Brute died, and Hump was around for a little longer. They've just kind of been in the background as Morlocks. Haven't really done much. And the other one that we have is Bliss. She is the one that kind of looks like Firestar here. Her whole thing is a little weird. She has this little, like, I guess it's just a small face.
It's a little dude.
It's a little dude that is her tongue. And it very much looks like a xenomorph, if you've ever seen one, but with more of a face. She was introduced in Uncanny X-Men number 261 in 1990. At first, Mask here changed her face to make her look like Jean Grey to infiltrate the X-Men, which, that's a fun idea. Very interesting. However, when that didn't work, they instead changed her face to make her look like Storm. And you can imagine how that's problematic considering she is a very white woman here.
Yeah.
So not great. But this is our crew that Callisto has brought together to go and hopefully save Lowtown as best they can.
Yeah. Mass doesn't seem super hot on this idea. Just realizes we are the group that's going in because it wouldn't really be great for the fancy mutants to be seen there. But Callisto's like, yeah, I mean, sure, but they're probably gonna burn down your hospital. And he's like, okay, yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, and the insult is pretty much piled on multiple times here because not only, does he have to go do this for that reason, the gate is planted in the sewers, which the Morlocks used to live in, and the person who planted it is part of the Marauders, which the original Marauders were the group that originally massacred the Morlocks.
Yeah.
So just a really bad group and situation here, but they seem to be playing along.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how Mask brought the golf club.
Me too.
Yeah.
He knew he was going to a fight.
Yeah, so the two people that rescued Lockheed are running around, but they run straight into some Reavers, and the old man just gets a cannon blast to the chest.
Yeah, just very quickly and almost unceremoniously bites it here, which is a little odd. And just right after that, the Morlocks show up. Mask clocks one of them with the golf club. Marrow comes in with some bone swords. And, we have a nice little fight here.
Yeah. They make pretty quick work. We see Bliss's power. This thing is horrifying.
Yes, I hate this thing in several different levels. It's really creepy. I don't like it.
Yeah. This is a heck of a power.
Yeah. The head within the head talks.
Yeah. It reminds me of, oh my gosh, we just talked about him not that long ago. I say as it's probably for us was a few months ago. Who's that one in Children of the Atom that has the little grubs? Gosh, what's his name?
Wait, what?
The mutant who has, instead of his gut, they're these two...
Maggot.
Yes. I wonder if they're good friends. I feel like they would be.
Yeah. Pretty similar dudes. But yeah, make quick work of the Reavers, and we cut back to Kate swimming back to the ship.
Mm-hmm. Everything seems to be going well. She jokes about how gross it was, but, that's okay. However, Iceman says, you should ask where Bishop is and why there's a lot of explosives missing.
Yeah, I'm also going to shout out Pyro Officer a drink. It's a Pyro Garita.
That is pretty good.
I bet that drink slaps.
I bet it does too. I did have the feeling that he's a very good bartender.
Yeah.
So we then cut to one of the towers that Hominus Verendi owns, and our pal Frankenstein here is hanging out when Bishop walks up to him and says, "Hey, you gotta stop turning people into monsters. We don't want to do this Reaver thing again."
Yeah. The kid just says, "No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna keep doing my thing. Also, I got cameras here, so like you're not gonna do anything to me."
Unfortunately for him, Bishop is also a part-time Batman and had already planned ahead for that, so he turned off the cameras and also packed the building full of explosives.
Yeah, Frankenstein runs, and yeah, the building goes boom.
Yeah, so we can assume that this, mad scientist laboratory is now done for.
Yeah, we cut back to the Morlocks doing some more fighting. Mask is messing with somebody's face while calling him a tool to the fascists. Mask rules.
I am really coming around to him. He's kind of fun.
Yeah. The Reavers start to retreat. Mask yells out, "Yeah, that's what you get for trying to burn down the hospital," to which one of the Reavers responds as, "They told us to do everything but the hospital." Mask is not happy hearing this news.
Yep. He realizes he has been played by Callisto, which good on her part.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
No, yeah, you keep going.
So later on at the new bar that was recently bought in the last issue, we see all of the Morlocks here hanging out with denizens of Lowtown, as well as the deceased father who saved Lockheed on one of the pool tables surrounded by money. He's very clearly dead. And, his daughter is there at the bar kind of trying to drink her sorrows away with Marrow and Mask.
Yeah.
It's a very odd vibe. I don't know what I'm supposed to be feeling with this whole thing.
I feel like this is like kind of just a wake.
I think so too, but with how quick his death was, considering what he did, I almost feel like I'm not supposed to be feeling too bad for him. It's just very weird emotionally how this is being played out.
Yeah. But yeah, we're having a little party thing in the bar. We get a name for the daughter, Itran.
Yes, and the Morlocks offer it to her if she would like to run it, because they obviously don't know how to run it. And we also learn that the folks of Lowtown have, come to really like all of these mutants, and they've decided to rename it Mutitown.
Yeah. Bliss's tongue thing, Xenomorph, is drinking booze.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Likes the name. I think I love it. I think I'm coming around on it. This thing rules.
Does it have its own conscience? Is it autonomous?
Yeah, I'm very curious on if it's like an extension of her or if this is just like a separate thing.
I'm not 100% because it's so weird. I want to say maybe?
Yeah.
Does she have an extra set of teeth?
Yes. So she has her own teeth, and then this little extendo face also has its own teeth.
Okay, that makes me think they're two separate entities.
Yeah.
I still hate it. It looks.
What a weird little wake. There weren't many venues to hold a wake, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We burned a lot of the town.
Yeah, and also for Madripoor, all we've had so far is the secret auction house where the Texas guy was, this hospital, and now a bar.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there is more.
We got a little market, open door market, where when Wolverine was fleeing the auction house.
Right.
But yeah, beyond that, we have not seen much.
Yeah. And I should also say this is for Krakoa specifically. I know Madripoor has been around for quite a long time in the comics, and Wolverine has spent a lot of time here. But as for what we have read, there has not been that many locations for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but we do have one more page before we're done here. This is another, X-Desk Mutant Media data capture update. It is a article written for the Daily Bugle by Emma Newcomer. It is a fashion segment that talks to Jumbo Carnation, our very fun multi-armed friend who is getting ready for the Hellfire Gala and is designing all of the outfits for the mutants that are going.
Yeah, it's kind of fun, a little bit flavorful. Apparently, they're explaining Jumbo's death away, that he faked his death, and he's not the first fashion designer to do so.
Yes. So again, a fun little thing of, oh yeah, we have never told anybody that we've solved death. We need to explain how all of these very prominent dead people are now back.
Yeah.
Oops. But hey, does have an actual very good cover, being famous as he is.
Yeah, this is a fun little flavor thing, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just fun little more building towards this Hellfire Gala event that we're going to be slowly getting to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice tease.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, I find it incredibly unbelievable that it wouldn't have leaked somehow that mutants can just resurrect.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is kind of wild that nobody has really clocked it for what we can tell. There might be something out there, but considering most from what we've seen is just anti-mutant in general and not like, oh look, they're coming back to life.
Yeah. Anyway, want to see what's going on in X-Force?
It's X-Force time. It's time to talk about Kid Omega and how actually maybe he's not too bad. I don't know. We'll talk about that. So
yeah,
for X-Force number 17, Omega Reconsidered. This came out in February of 2021 and is still written by our boy Percy. And we're going to open up on the many, many, many times that Kid Omega has died for X-Force so far.
Yeah, it seems it's more than we've seen.
Yes, there's been a lot of off-screen adventures.
Yeah.
None of these are from stuff we've seen.
No.
Yeah.
Even though the stuff we've seen is still like a pretty good pool of
like
deaths
deaths
to draw from. Yeah.
I think for most of the time, maybe outside of one or two missions, he has always died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I would have loved to see the Cyber Bear attack.
yes,
I'm very curious about the acid bath bomb.
that one is interesting. I do want to know about the Met Grizzlies of the Commander Isles because those things look sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, these are all really bad and horrific.
Yeah, there's a steamroller. And then we get like another clip of like it looks like a samurai stabbing him through the back of the head.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
But yeah,
thousands of spiders emerging from his mouth, not as fun.
No, that one is less fun. Being thrown through a Krakoan gate into space, I want to know how that happens.
Yeah, we see another one of him getting like sucked up by a jet turbine. He apparently got lowered into like a vat of lava.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
He remarks that he thinks like maybe he's just doing a like it's like a self-sabotage thing almost, like he wants to die.
Yeah, and this is going to be the overall thing which is started here where Kid Omega is noticing like, yeah, okay, part of X-Force, you're going to die. That's just how it is. But boy, I'm dying a lot.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, so that kind of brings us to the start of the issue where he's been called to investigate a cruise ship. The cruise ship has sounded for Mayday. He's going in to help him out.
Yeah, and he was the only one nearby as everybody else is busy. He doesn't really want to do it as he has a date later with Phoebe, but, duty calls. So he races over to the cruise ship, and we very quickly see that everyone on this cruise ship is dead.
This is
almost everybody.
This is a horror movie scene. Like, it's just there's bodies just piled up in the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is a horrific scene, and it's a pretty big cruise ship. We're gonna get a lot of stuff from inside Kid Omega's head here. He puts on the front that he is, very stoic and very calm, and he's not afraid. But he's clearly very frightened by what he sees here.
Yeah, he's. We get like a little inner monologue thing here where he's just kind of repeating, "I'm the Omega, and I'm not going to die."
Yeah.
Like he's not. He is scared. But yeah, he gets some signs of life on the lower deck. Goes down there to check it out. Runs into a little girl sleeping with a teddy bear. Who just says, "Please don't hurt me." And when he tries to reassure her, she's like, "No, you're the bad guy."
Dun dun dun.
And Omega turns around and says that's impossible, and we cut to the intro page before going into another data page.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I do like the little side title that they've given this, which is The 1,000 Deaths and One Life of Quentin Quire.
Yeah.
So, poor guy. But before we get back to that, we are going to open back up to Beast's logbook of his Black Site CIA campaigns. And he's going to actually mention here that there have been 3 unsubstantiated reports of mutant aggression in as many days. It seems that there is now a propaganda group online called Sapiens that claims Krakoan medicine is drugged with mind control stuff. Considering when this comic came out, it would not surprise me if this is influenced by the, COVID vaccine misinformation that is around the same time as this. We also see that the founder of Sapiens flung himself out a window. People online are accusing Krakoa of assassination, and also the mass murder on a cruise ship, which seems to be psionic in nature.
Yeah, and it's also like pretty close to Krakoa. And yeah, he comes to the conclusion that there's some disinformation out there. We got to be more quick on responding to civilian loss of life. And it feels like a Xeno campaign. Also, I just want to note just something about this data page. So, Beast, says it's false that the drugs are poisoned, but gives 2 little descriptions here. And one is A, we cannot prove it without exposing our biotechnology, and B, we are certainly capable of such measures, but we'll consider it only in extreme circumstances. Damn it, Beast.
Like, of course he's thought about this. That isn't surprising, but the way it's written so openly is just kind of, it's funny.
Yeah, it's just like, we wouldn't do that, but we would.
But we've thought about it.
Yeah, just, we're not taking it off the table.
Beast.
But yeah, Quentin hatches from an egg.
Hey, this interesting goo egg. I gotta ask, does this process look very horrific and uncomfortable to you two also? Because it never seems fun.
Yeah, it's rough looking. Sometimes it looks good, it doesn't here.
No.
He's greeted by Phoebe. Just gives him a change of clothes, dumps some memories into his head of them two just together.
Mm-hmm. Being boyfriend and girlfriend, little cutesy stuff.
It's a good way to wake someone up.
However, once he gets dressed, he says, this is nice, but I need to know why I died. And he puts his hands on his hips and says, because it's a matter of national security.
Yeah. We get another data page here of Resurrection Report. The 5 are upset about Kid Omega.
He has asked for 312 adjustments to himself when he's brought back to life.
Yeah.
That is a lot of adjustments. And as they go over, it is minor things from, the color of his hair, to not having to shave, to redacted things that we're not going to say on this podcast. But you can imagine yourself.
My favorite here is 310 is coloring his hair rose gold instead of pink, and then 311 is coloring his hair pink instead of rose gold. Like, he did it once, and he was just like, no, I don't know what I was thinking. It's a bad look.
Yeah, this is a bad idea.
And yeah, there's just... there's just a note here of we really need to address this. This is slowing us down. Like, this is bad.
Yes.
But yeah.
It again falls under X-Force's just blanket authority to do whatever they want. And maybe sometimes you should curb authority.
Yeah, Kid Omega is just blatantly taking advantage of this.
Yeah, on the one hand, he's kind of a jerk. On the other, the 5 are such pushovers. I probably do the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only one I could see standing up to him so far is Hope. But even then, he'll probably just go, but I'm part of X-Force. And she'll be like, fine.
This is something where they go to the 5 and immediately just get hit by... Or they go to the Council and immediately get hit by Xavier being like, yeah, just do whatever X-Force wants. And they're going to be like, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, meanwhile, back in New York, Kid Omega and Phoebe are going to go visit Jumbo.
Well, almost. So they're doing a couple of things here. First, Quentin really wants to figure out what happened to this cruise ship. There were a few survivors, not many, and they're at this hospital. However, instead of telling anyone what he's doing, he just goes into the hospital, freezes everybody there, and looks into the mind of the survivors.
Yeah, looks at one specifically who thinks he got slashed up by Wolverine, and he's says like, yeah, the memory checks out, but it's like these claw marks are all wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And we know where Logan was at the time.
Yeah, and then we have another one where a woman believes her eyes were pushed in by Colossus, but we know where he was. And the last one is the little girl who was attacked by something that very much looks like Quentin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I'd like all of the mutant depictions here as kind of monstrous.
yeah,
Yes.
it's like horror
pretty cool.
vibes. It's very creepy looking. But yeah, Phoebe says like, yeah, I've been looking around their minds and your psychic fingerprints are like all over.
Yeah, it's very hard to ignore that. And Quentin kind of goes into not quite a spiral, but he starts to doubt himself. You know, he doesn't remember exactly how he died or anything leading up to that, so he doesn't know if he actually did do this or not.
Yeah. So yeah, he's having a little bit of a meltdown here. Phoebe kind of snaps him out of it with just like, you're acting here. Like, I get it. You're insecure and scared.
Yes, and she also gives him a bit more concrete evidence. She looked into the mind of Healer, who was going through Quentin's body after he died, and his head had clearly been cut off. And he was also full of the,
Glutamate,
Yes, thank you.
the
And
chemical of fear.
he was afraid when he died.
Yeah.
And just to kind of add on to the whole insecure and scared thing too, she kind of follows that up with, you're also sweet and want to be loved, and you know, he wants love and wants to be loved back.
Yeah. He's just a little teddy bear underneath.
Yeah.
Underneath his mutant supremacist outside.
Yeah, and just, but yeah, she knows like, no, you probably didn't kill these people on this cruise ship.
Mm-hmm. And it leads to Quentin actually opening up a little bit. For him, this is a literal thing where she says there's a part of you that you've locked up and never showed anybody. And he manifests a psychic key and puts it into his brain. So he is able to show what he does lock away. And this is his childhood where his parents, you know, bullied him and, you know, were terrible to him. The kids around him were the same. And that when his powers first manifested when he was a child, the first victim of them were his parents.
Yeah.
So he's kind of always struggled with, you know, what if I am the monster everybody says? What if I am doing all of these bad things? Because the first thing I did with these powers was kill my parents.
Yeah.
So it's complicated because, I mean, I'm not, you know, quiet about my weird not dislike of Kid Omega, I feel like that's too strong, but this humanizes him to a point where I'm like, okay, I get it now. Like, I get why Phoebe is doing this. She sees past all of his bluster and bravado and sees that, yeah, no, he's just terrified in the end. He just projects, you know, unfortunately, mutant supremacism to hide all of it.
Yeah, it really just, it seems to go beyond that. Like, Kid Omega, even, like, just beyond the mutant supremacy, just, I feel like his default status is he's just kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I see, I think, like, having, like, a little bit of depth to this character does make sense. Like, I like it.
I think it helps. It doesn't, you know, wash away everything that he does or the fact that he is a jerk and is very abrasive.
Yeah.
But you're right, I think depth is a good word for it.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like it's going to just, like, stop here either. Like, it seems like this is going to be just the beginning of a longer character arc for Kid Omega where he is trying to do better.
Mm-hmm.
And...
Yeah, it doesn't win me over completely, mostly because I would, again, like to see this pushed further, more than these two issues that we're going to read here. And the sisters, I don't really care for. Like, they have not really been given a lot of characterization, so this being transmitted through her is not something that particularly, like, moves me. But yeah, I'm all for making Kid Omega more interesting beyond him just being an edgelord.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
And one of the things they're going to do is get him a new change of clothes. Kid Omega likes his look. Phoebe does not. So they're taking him to Jumbo.
Yep, and Jumbo is correct. It is very much a high school look. The man looks like he walked out of 6th period. So, definitely time to change that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try some outfits.
Mm-hmm. And we get this little montage here of him trying out a bunch of different outfits. A lot of them are callbacks to other outfits. Obviously, the one with pouches is for Cable, and also, Mr. Pouch Artist himself.
Yeah, he gets a gladiator-looking outfit. There's a Wolverine one. There's one that's just glob. I'm not sure what the Mohawk and the skin-tight one are, but...
Yeah, the Mohawk one, I'm also not sure. It wouldn't surprise me if that is a callback to something from the 80s or maybe early 90s, because there were a couple of X-Men that had that look.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fun little montage here. And eventually, Jumbo lands on one that he likes, and Kid Omega agrees with.
Mm-hmm. Do one of you want to describe what this looks like?
No.
It's kind of boring. I mean, he's got the laser glasses going on.
Yeah, the little psychic glasses. It's a little cool.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest is just like a black suit with pink highlights.
Yeah, it's a black, like, yeah, it's black leather with some like highlights on it every now and then. I do like the pink, but yeah, it's not really super inspired.
Not entirely. I think it looks a little better than his previous one, just because it does get him out of the high school look.
Yeah.
But my first thought upon seeing this was, oh, that's never going to transfer to live action if they'd ever decided to do that. So it's one of those, it works on print, it would never work in reality.
Yeah. Kid Omega's taking a look at himself in the mirror and just gets a shot of the creepy horror Kid Omega in the reflection. And they hear a scream. They run out, and Jumbo has also turned into a horrific monster and is rushing them with scissors.
Yes. And we also get a side-by-side shot of the man with the peacock tattoo who runs Xeno and is telling something that you're getting stronger and soon you will be ready for what's next.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. Want to jump right into issue 18 here?
Yeah, we're going to jump right into it. I think it starts off very funny. So, well, not directly, but how it connects, I should say. So for X-Force number 18, Shadows of the Mind, this came out in March of 2021, and we're going to open up here actually with Black Tom.
Yeah, just dreaming of Juggernaut, as you do.
For some reason, Juggernaut tickling him, but, don't think about that too much.
Oh, I will think about it too much.
Okay, but he is going to ask who's jollying their Roger out in the forest because he hears something, and we get this look of this horrific, creepy monster creature.
Yeah,
it's got, I kind of love it.
Oh, this thing is freaky. Like,
yeah, just a hunched little body. The arms are way too long and spindly, and so are the legs. Its mouth and eyes glow pink.
Yeah. And yeah, Black Tom is like, I can see you, but like, you're not here. I can feel everything here, and you're not here.
And in his own way suggests either Krakoa's been cut off or he has been cut off by Krakoa before getting eaten by the island itself.
Yeah, he remarks a dead antenna before he's dragged under the ground. Yeah, we cut to the Green Lagoon. Sage is getting drunk.
Sage might have a problem.
Yeah, Blob is trying to cut her off.
Yes, and does successfully do so and says, hey, you need to go home. It's been too much.
Yeah, she's a mess. She falls over trying to leave. Blob offers her a hand, but instead we get creepy psychic Blob. Sage freaks out, grabs another drink, and it's bloodworms.
Woo, gotta love bloodworms.
Yeah, it's a little creepy.
So, again, creepy. Not as bad as Black Tom's, where he got eaten by the island, but clearly something is going on with her as well, and she's not the only other member of X-Force that is going to be hit by this. Yeah. So we then cut to the moon at the summer home, where Jean and Wolverine are, overtly flirting is the way to do it, But like, I feel like there's a better word for what they're doing here.
Oh, this isn't making out in the kitchen. It's not flirting. Like,
well, almost making out, because they go in for the kiss, and Jean kind of reels away in horror as most of her face is ripped off, and Wolverine looks like a monster.
Yeah, it turns out to not actually be happening. Wolverine just remarks Jeannie, and we see Jean's fine.
Scott breaks in like a horrible third wheel, I suppose, and Jean is gonna walk off with him. I was also thinking back on this. You could argue this is the nightmare for both of them, not just Jean.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's more hinting that this is just Jean's because she sees Wolverine as a monster, but Wolverine also scaring somebody that he loves into them leaving him is also his nightmare. So I think almost this is both of them being attacked at the same time.
Not to get too ahead of ourselves here, but the current editor for the X-Men remarked around this Krakoa era that Wolverine, Cyclops, and Jean weren't actually a throuple during this, and I really want to know if he read these comics, because
I also want to know if he did, because this is extremely clear. Some people were trying to argue back in House and Powers when they showed the summer house how all of their bedrooms connected. People were like, they're friends, they're roommates.
Yeah, it's no,
no, this is explicit. They're a throuple.
It's in the text, y'all.
Yeah, not roommate behavior.
Yeah, no. This is. Don't you don't ever come out and just have a kiss with your roommate?
Mm-hmm. Before your other roommate comes in and says, "Hey, let's go."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Meanwhile, back on Krakoa, Kid Omega and Phoebe are psychic paragliding.
Yes, and it's okay. Jumbo was handled off screen.
Yeah. We just dealt with that.
I thought that's very funny.
I also thought that was very funny. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, they snapped him out of it.
Yeah.
To be fair, Wolverine seemed very easily snapped out of it too, so...
True. So, it's not going to be hard to try and stop the fashion designer from attacking both of these two psychics.
Yeah, but, they rush to the point. They want to talk to Beast because there's some nonsense going on, which, this is a good first place to go if some weird shit's going on, to be fair.
Yes, it's a shame they didn't do that before.
Yeah. But yeah, they find Beast who's taking a nap.
A nap is a very generous way to put the man has had a terrible stroke and is barely alive.
He's just, just a little sleep.
A little nappy.
Yeah. Sage comes in and is like, yeah, he's it was a big stroke. Massive stroke. He is not going to heal from that. And Phoebe just asks, why haven't you transferred to the healing garden? And they're like, oh, we don't do that.
No, we have an agreement.
Yeah. Yeah, so some nonsense has been going down.
Yes, and then we get... I can only really describe this as an exposition dump from all of this. So Sage explains that she noticed that there was a psychic intrusion on her whenever she tried to sleep, so she stayed awake to inform Beast of the attack, and she found him like this. Because there are no cameras here in X-Force, they don't actually know fully what happened, but now that the psychics are here, they're going to be able to figure that out.
Yeah. So yeah, Beast manages to communicate. We got to go to the Shadow Room, and they go there, and they're gonna project Beast memory onto this room.
Mm-hmm. And a honestly very, very pretty panel here. I love the panel here where it's Phoebe and Kid Omega kind of bringing to life what Beast saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The stroke created a bit of a maze here. So Phoebe jumps in to help out Kid Omega with this projection thing. And yeah, it's a nice little moment. You get this beautiful pink explosion as it just fills in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's pink smoke emanating of all of Beast's face orifices.
Yes. Yeah, it's trailing off of him. It's very pretty. I really like this.
Yeah, it's very cool.
I like this focus on Kid Omega's powers just being very vibrantly pink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we see here in the past as Sage heads out, Beast decides to continue working until he decides to, take a little nap. And
also, remarks on Sage's alcoholism. Just
yes,
Sage says, "I'm gonna go get a drink," and Beast is just like, "Yeah, you seem to be doing a lot of that." Beast dozes off and has a dream where he is a small child and just in school.
Mm-hmm.
And is bullied by this crazy psychic thing.
Yes, the quote-unquote teacher here says he has broken the rules and now needs to write on the chalkboard because he's done so.
Yeah, because he's stupid.
Yeah, because he's stupid. And as punishment, he has to write down not only all of his secrets, but all of the compromising intelligence on Krakoa.
Yeah. And Beast just, picks up the piece of chalk. You just see these smoke figures in the background. There's a really cool panel. And he just says no. And the monster just kind of goes, "What's the matter? You don't know how to spell? You don't do you because you're so stupid."
Mm-hmm. And Beast is clearly being hurt by this.
Yeah, this is implied to be just straight up psychic suggestion. And it's physically hurting Beast that it's doing this. And it just keeps belittling Beast as it's doing it. And when we finally kind of get the reveal of what this is, and it's just this horrific looking thing. It's the monster that we saw Black Tom was looking at. And this thing looks like Kid Omega.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And yeah, we see Beast. He's just has a nosebleed as he just remarks he's being hurt. And yeah, it's Phoebe describes this thing as cruel.
Yeah, and Kid Omega pretty clearly clocks it. I mean, yes, it does look like him, but the way that this monster, pokes into people's insecurities and yells and humiliates, he's like, yeah, that's me. I do that.
Yeah. And yeah, Sage concludes it's corrupted, but that's a vocal match.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, again, this is very clearly hitting Kid Omega pretty hard. This monster that is out there really just does feel like him to him.
Yeah. And he pretty quickly says, "I'm going to handle this. I will go and fix this because it is me." And before he can head off, Beast is telling him that, hey, one of you needs to kill me.
Yeah. And Kid Omega's just no, I don't do that anymore. I'm not trying to do that. And as he's walking off, Sage just snaps his neck.
Puts him in a headlock and
just might as well.
Yeah, and just fully snaps his neck. And, she explains what this agreement was, and it's why, she did not take him to the healing gardens. And she says, a compromised version of our bodies is like a damaged hard drive full of invaluable data. It's not worth trying to keep it chugging along. Go immediately to backup instead.
Yeah, that's the agreement.
God, what a fucked up thing to say.
Yeah.
I know. That's what I was thinking too. I'm like, it's just very cold, hard logic, and it doesn't surprise me that Beast and maybe Sage as well came up with this. But oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is some ableist shit, truly.
I mean,
yes.
at least it's only applying to them, but yeah, this is fucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get another note here of Sage's logbook.
Yeah, so it says here that it looks like Quentin's multiple deaths that we opened with has let Zeno get a bunch of his body parts to make a monster. Because he's died so much, it's impossible to say where exactly this happened, but it's pretty clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how this is very reminiscent of what we saw last episode with the Children of the Vault. Again, taking advantage of a piece of a body that got left.
Yeah, it's pretty much that. At some point, they just managed to acquire a body of Kid Omega, and I've just done this with him.
Mm-hmm.
They really should take care of their body parts if this is something that can happen.
Yeah, it's also the other thing it's reminiscent of is the Wolverine hand that we had a couple of issues back in. I want to say just regular Wolverine.
Yes, it was just regular Wolverine. And I do like that as a story beat, we've been kind of getting a few of that, with X of Swords, where, we had resurrection, but then here's the loophole with it, where if you die somewhere else, it doesn't work right. And now here's another problem with being able to come back to life is, well, your old body's still there.
Yeah.
That's a problem. So I do like how they're kind of playing off of and building off of that initial concept of like death is not a problem.
Yeah, it's got a lot of uses if you can get a hold of one of those body parts.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, after this we get to this place called the Sunset Cliffs. Have we seen this before?
Nope.
Yeah, it's exactly as described. Some cliffs looking at a sunset.
Yep. There's some cliffs. There's a sunset. It's pretty.
Yeah. Phoebe's suggesting they go to Jean. Kid Omega's like, no. She quits.
She quit.
Yeah. And they decide they're gonna try something here.
Yeah. Well, more like Quentin's gonna try something. He realizes that if this thing is attacking us when we're vulnerable, so like when they're exhausted, when they're drunk, or really happy, then clearly that means it's waiting for this moment, and the best place for it to wait would be the astral plane. So if Kid Omega can get into the astral plane, he can find it and deal with it.
Yeah. And yeah, he goes in there and is just greeted to a lab with, it just looks like a bunch of body parts.
Yeah, it's a horrific, another mad scientist lab, but with a lot more blood. Clearly just different body parts of himself in various jars, what looks like clones or half clones of himself.
Yeah.
There's a brain with eyes.
Yeah, it's creepy. There's like a hand. And he finds like a tuft of his hair and then like a table that's just covered in blood. And he also finds a shirt that looks like his with just like a gash on it with blood. And then he hears a voice from behind him that just says, you can stop pretending now. And then we cut to Phoebe, who is trying to wake Quentin up. He does not look good.
No. He's drooling. His
nose is bleeding
from his nose. Yeah.
Eyes are rolling back in his head, and we just get this horrific, corrupted version of like Kid Omega, who just tells him everybody knows you're a monster.
Mm-hmm.
And so we get another data page here of Sage's logbook on drunkenness.
Yes, and she explains that, as part of her powers, she keeps track of everything. She can tell you how many cups of tea she's had, how many pomegranates she's ever eaten, the amount of people that she's kissed, the amount of people that she's kissed that actually liked it. All of these things. But she's saying that she's actually starting to lose count of the amount of drinks she's been having. She doesn't remember it, and that's pretty bad.
Yeah, the numbers are dissolving. Sage has a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's again putting it lightly. She is the in the center of all of this data, and she's keeping track of everything, the amount of mutants going through portals, where people are, everything going on, all of the X-Force activities also going on. So like this is kind of an overwhelming amount of information.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah, I wonder if she couldn't just ask, that 5 to remove the alcoholism from her.
Well, that would imply she wants to remove the alcoholism from her.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, so deep.
And, it is also true that they could probably remove part of the addictive part of it, but more of like a psychological thing that she would have to deal with. And I don't think they can heal emotional wounds.
Yeah.
Not yet, anyway.
Want to know what we're reading next time?
I guess.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's more things to do with mutants and probably the X-Men.
Yeah, well, it is actually going to be X-Force. We're going to finish out this arc with issue number 19. But that's the only X-Force we're reading. We're going to Children of the Atom number 2 before heading back over to New Mutants number 16.
I hope you remember them. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got Cosmar stuff happening.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be really exciting. And then we have the Shadow King and all of that. So some very exciting things to look forward to. And also to see where Children of the Atom is going to go next.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a really short series, right? How long is it? Like 6 issues?
6 issues, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is going to be a fun combo. I'm looking forward to all of these 3. I guess I do want to see how this one wraps up. Children of the Atom was conceptually interesting at the very least.
Yeah.
And the Mutants always fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to be moving into a very different style and genre of storytelling with the next one. You know, a lot of this so far has been, I don't want to say adult, that's not the correct term. But we're playing with politics, we're playing with assassination and political moves. And then we have Children of the Atom, which is high schoolers trying to, you know, be mutants. And then we have New Mutants, which are actual kids and teenagers and how they're dealing with all of this.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited to go through this, for sure.
But yeah, that'll be it for this week. Do we want to plug anything?
Yes, we have some plugs, a change to some of them. But to start us off, thank you so much for listening. If you've listened to us this far, thank you again. If you can leave us a review on your podcasting app of choice, that would be great. It helps us get out there and find others to listen along with us.
Apple Podcasts specifically. I know it's annoying to make Apple accounts, but review us. It's good. It's good to review us. We need a 5-star review, not 4.
Yes, 5.
Not 2. 5. 5-star review.
Yes. All of your fingers.
Yeah.
That many. And if you don't have an Apple account, like me, you can just go on Spotify or Google. Really, anywhere. You could go to the local street corner that you're on and just tell somebody, hey, I rate Study of X 5 stars.
Yeah.
And that works.
But also make an Apple account and review us 5 stars.
I mean, if you want to, we're not going to make you. It's okay.
I will make you.
Tim will make you.
You will see the psychic version, corrupted version of Kid Omega in your dreams tonight, who will compel you to make an Apple account to review us 5 stars.
This is a horrific nightmare I would never wish upon anyone.
God.
But after you have reviewed us or had this nightmare, in which case we apologize, you can follow this podcast on social media. So we used to be on X. However, we are no longer going to be on there anymore.
We're free.
We are free, finally. We no longer have to go on there. I don't have to see everything that is on there now because it's been awful. And instead, you can find us on Blue Sky and on Tumblr. You can find us there under Study of X for both of those. We post the reading order, little snippets from the issues that we have read for that week, as well as, you know, just bits and pieces here and there. A lot of it recently has been shouting out artists and posting some of the really, really nice panels we've been coming across.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Mm-hmm. And
to follow along, it's not like I'm posting there.
And if you would like to send us a question or complain about your nightmare, you can send it to studyofx@gmail.com, and we might just read it here on the podcast. Unclear, Tim might decide not to, and instead send it the answer in a dream version of it. We really have no control over him, I'm sorry.
Damn right you don't.
And if you are looking for us individually on social media, you can find me at Sawneeks, that is SAWNEEKS on Blue Sky. Just kind of hanging out. I've been reposting a lot of stuff since that place is definitely getting more active. But, you know, just surviving, maybe not thriving, but I'm here. And Sergio, if they are looking for you to ask you what your psychic power and what color it would look like, if they want to ask you that, where can they find you?
Oh god, let me think about it. I don't have a bit prepared. I guess I might be with Jumbo Carnation.
Okay.
Getting some new fits. Yeah.
Honestly, it sounds like one of the best people you could go to. He's gonna make something fantastic.
Yeah. Gonna making my brand manager.
Nice, very nice. And Tim, if they are looking for you to ask you, why did you send that nightmare to them? Where can they find you?
Just drinking with Bliss's little tongue xenomorph in the bar in Motown.
I would imagine that they can probably outdrink you. I'm sorry.
Can they?
I would bet money that they could.
We'll see.
You know, not to downplay your powers, but I don't know where all that alcohol goes for this. So
that's true. It's possible there's 2 different things there. But okay, yeah, that'll be the episode.
So, until next time, later, mutants.
Bye.
Bye.